I originally claimed universal credit in April 2023 after my housing benefit claim was suddenly stopped due to an uncharacteristic monthly payment from a new employer. I claimed universal credit and I did find the website easy to use and everything. I like that the case managers are very responsive. The problems for me started in February 2025. I work full time and I claim for the childcare element. I paid my nursery bill one day after my universal credit assessment period ended. They did not reimburse me for childcare in that month. That left me short about £1,500. I got in touch on my journal, back and forth. They could not change it. They said, from their point of view, the payment was not gone, it was just delayed. So they were like, you'll just get it in the next month. And it's like, well, but I'm going to have the next month childcare in the next month. And they were like, okay, just claim that in the next month. And it's like, okay, but in the meantime, I have bills to pay now and I'm £1,500 short. In the end, the best they could do was just be like, you just need to like stagger future child care payments by a month. Didn't really solve the £1,500 problem, but it prevented the situation from spiraling. When I was going back and forth with them about that, I think they decided to look into my case, into my history, and they found that in October, I had, in good faith, during an interview, reported a trip that me and my family took to New York the previous summer in August 2024. The trip was 6 days over the 1 month limit on stays abroad. The reason why I took the trip is because ever since my oldest child was little, we've always gone to New York for the entire school summer holidays because they help with childcare. My son gets to connect with his extended family. I can continue working because I work remotely. So my employers have always approved of me just going to New York for the summer and even meeting clients or colleagues and team members who are based there. That's what I had been doing. And I didn't see any issue with it because I thought that any limit on stays abroad would apply to people who had job search responsibilities and prevent people from actually living somewhere else and claiming benefits here, which is definitely wrong. I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. When I was on tax credits and housing benefit, it was never an issue because the limit on stays abroad for those was 8 weeks. So in good faith, I disclosed my trip. I did not have anything to hide in October, and nobody said anything to me about it. It was just noted on my journal. In March, on Mother's Day, it was March 30th, it was a Sunday, I get this email saying that I have a letter to read in my Universal Credit Journal. So I open it, and it's this decision letter saying that because of my trip abroad being 6 days over the limit, my August 2024 entitlement was going to be reduced to zero. So now I have to have a payment plan with them. They have to remove £90 a month from my current entitlement. This is causing a huge problem for me. Keep in mind, I work full time. I'm already in financial trouble from the £1,500 that they did not give me due to my mix up with the assessment period when I paid the nursery 6 hours later than I needed to in order to get reimbursed for that month. When that happened, I became so broke that I had to call Citizens Advice, get support. I went to a food bank. The nursery helped out with some Tesco vouchers. Everyone's been really supportive except for the DWP. The reason why I had to move from housing benefit and tax credits to universal credit originally was because council had closed my claim because I had started a new job. I had worked a few days in January and all of February. So instead of paying me a small amount in January, they decided to roll those salaries together. They paid me in February, but the payment they gave was like overinflated because it represented 2 months of work. As soon as council saw that number, they just closed my claim. I had to follow up with them. They sent me an overpayment notice saying they had overpaid me because they didn't know I was earning that much. I tried to contest it and I showed them all my evidence, but they never responded. I claimed universal credit, but in the meantime, due to trying to resolve it with them, I had waited a couple of weeks. So my universal credit did not cover 3 weeks in March. So I was struggling then. And they also were slamming me with this overpayment notice. I had been on maternity leave, so any money that they had given me was spent on bills. So whatever housing benefit I received was definitely spent on rent. After the missing childcare payment in March from Universal Credit, after the overpayment accusation of £3,000 for August 2024 due to my long stay abroad, I just received last week this letter trying to collect the debt for the housing benefit overpayment. So this is like a 2 years old overpayment from council. I'm feeling so attacked. All I am trying to do is work, care for my children, and not be part of the problem. But I just feel like they just want me to throw myself in the trash because it feels like I can't do anything right. And I also feel like I'm being discriminated against on multiple levels. So the whole thing about paying my nursery invoice a day after the assessment period, I have ADHD. It's really hard for me to be perfect all the time when it comes to deadlines and details. I feel like a little understanding would be the human approach in that situation. It's not like I pay my bill late every month. It was just the day after the assessment period ended. Also, I was confused because in prior months, they had accepted it 1 or 2 days into the next assessment period. So I was actually just confused. And the consequence was disproportionate to the mistake. Secondly, I think it's unfair that parents are not allowed to take their children abroad for more than a month during the school summer holidays. There may be a support network outside the UK that could support you with childcare during the 6-week summer holidays. If they are going to enforce this rule, they have to provide some kind of alternative, like they need to increase the childcare element of universal credit during that period so parents like me could find alternative childcare solutions. Thanks for listening.